Plays flat to Campbell. Campbell on the outside and try time to the skipper. Tyler Campbell. Cut pass out to Stoward. Right foot, left foot, try. Rhian Stoward in full flight. Inside to Campbell. Tyler Campbell.
Media Vintage Sports Network presents Play-by-Play podcast with Jordan Hughes.
Alrighty, hello and welcome back to Play-by-Play Rugby. The team is back together after some time off and we are packed on tonight's show. Plenty of rugby to talk about. Of course, this is episode 45, boys, of us together since the World Cup last year. Jordan Hughes with you alongside Tyler Campbell and Rhian Stowers. Lads, good to see you both. How are we doing?
Yeah, it's good to see you too, kind of, but it's good to be back also.
Yeah, a bit sore from the weekend, but
Yeah.
all good.
Back into it. It's been plenty of footy. Obviously, we'll get into the spring tour, a bit of sevens and whatnot, but we'll start with the breaking news, which has obviously come out last few days. Our man here signed a 2-year deal, San Diego Legion, Major League Rugby in the United States. Congrats, mate. First major contract. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
How good? How you feeling?
Yeah, pretty excited to be able to do rugby full time.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah,
It's obviously something you worked for pretty hard for a long time, and then to finally make it happen. Now it's public too. You've actually people know about it.
yeah,
Bit of a relief, I'm guessing.
yeah, it's good.
How hard has it been not to sort of tell everyone?
Oh, I think I didn't really tell many people, but lots of people were coming up to me before it was sort of announced saying, "Oh, I heard you've got something going on." I reckon it was Hino.
That's
the word,
Spreading the word.
But we'll put it out here without pumping his tyres too much. Definitely a well-deserved contract and
About time.
another loss of a rugby player to Oz Rugby, if you ask me.
Yeah, well said. I agree. But it's going
Thanks,
to be cool
man.
next year for us, obviously doing the potty and following your journey. And hopefully we'll get you on Zoom over there, which will be
Yeah,
fun.
definitely.
Obviously, pretty in a good place to go. If you don't know people that don't know the Major League Rugby, like it's San Diego's a good club. Obviously, Giddo's played there. Martin Nonu, you're going to a good spot. And obviously, Holloway, Wilkin, Juice, I think, has been signed. So
Yeah.
should have a handy team as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Good for you. Get them points.
Yeah, real excited. Can't wait.
Bloody oath. Alrighty, let's move on to the seventh season, boys. Just finished with Bond. Strong campaign. A couple of wins. Obviously, going down in that state sevens on the weekend. Just how do we enjoy playing sevens again?
To be honest, I am the worst 13th man going around. Every week said, "Oh, only if you need me," and I think I played every tournament except the Gold Coast one. But yeah, obviously not the result we wanted on the weekend, and we were looking to sort of get those last three tournaments and couldn't get it done in an overtime loss to Norths. But got to give them credit. They were the one team I think that we sort of played that I was like, these guys have something about them, and always thought that they could upset us on their day. And, you know, unfortunately for us, Sunday grand final was their day, and they got it done and definitely deserved that win. So I've got to give them their credit, and it's good for their club too, because I'm not sure.
Well, it's the first silver I've seen them win.
Yeah, I think it's something that sort of hasn't happened in a while for them, and you've seen how their culture's been building even in the 15s this year. You see the culture at the club. So for them to get a win off all the hard work, and a lot of those guys in the team have been loyal to that club for the past couple of years, yeah, it's good to see and stoked for them. And their coach is a good fella too, so
Yeah.
got to be stoked for him.
Yeah, if I take my Bond hat off, it actually is probably as good for Queensland Rugby.
Oh
right?
yeah, definitely. And I think this year, like this sevens year that we've had, has sort of been like the least structured sevens year that.
As in, like, the competition or the style of
Yeah,
play?
the style of play,
Both.
I reckon. Yeah, the style of play. Like, not many teams were actually playing a lot of sevens too
Right,
well.
okay.
But Norths, like, coming up against them, we knew, like, they were a team that were playing proper sevens, getting the ball out, shifting it wide, and just making you work hard. And that's what they did to us in the final. And
I will say I did think the sevens season in general was a little bit disappointing this year. Obviously, Jeeps win in the men's, Souths win in the men's this time round.
Yeah, true, actually.
It sort of died off, and I don't know if it's off the back of a long season or I do feel this way. I don't know if it's true, but I feel the pathway for Queensland players into the Australian Sevens program is not very strong.
So it's not very clear to find either.
No, there's no, like, the girls' side of it there is, because obviously they've had a lot more funding with their results they've had in the Olympics.
Yeah.
The past two Olympics, not so much the last one, but they've had a good amount of funding that sort of helped them have that QAS program and build them into sort of sevens players. Obviously, the focus in men's is more on the 15s, but when there's no clear pathway, as we can see, you sort of, the numbers drop off. There's a lot of good sevens players. If I look at guys like Ty James that played for Souths, that didn't have a run around at all this year.
Yeah.
So that was sad to see, and hopefully there's a way we can sort of build it. Like, I'd like to see, the girls have a Caslick Cup. Is there a way
Well, we should have the
where the
equivalent.
boys could have something like that? And
I agree.
this is not me trying to equalise rugby
No,
or
no.
having to go to anything. I just think there needs to be a clearer pathway for, I guess, the men's, because there's a lot of quality sevens players, and you saw it with Sarge.
Yeah.
How long did he bide his time in Queensland before they finally gave him a look in?
Yeah.
And I'd like to see sort of that build up and grow the game of sevens in Queensland so it progresses more into that Australian team.
Do you sort of agree? You've been around the program for a while.
Yeah, definitely. I think, well, you take a look at the Aussie Sevens team now, and I think majority of it is all New South Wales, right?
Yeah. Not many Queensland guys get a crack.
Not
at
many outside of New South Wales, I think, get a
it.
crack.
It's all shoot shield.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a skill gap either. I'm not going to sit here and say New South Wales are better than Queensland
no
at
way,
sevens.
yeah.
Because
It's not. Yeah.
a team we played in Bris Vegas 2 weeks ago had won a few of those Sydney comps.
Yeah.
And we beat them in a final. So obviously the skill gap's not that big. It's just obviously it'd be good to see some of those players get more of a chance.
I think financially, sevens is struggling. Like,
Yeah.
I think the women's program, they were banking on, you get a lot of money from the government if you win a medal. I think they were banking on that to get a medal to help them to move to Brisbane and all that sort of stuff. And they didn't. So I think, and the men's is obviously worse. So yeah, I think there was a bit of a financial issue. But speaking of that, starts next week in Dubai or Cape Town? Dubai? I think?
Dubai.
Yeah,
Dubai,
next
yeah.
week. So we'll tune in to
Dubai
see.
and then into Cape Town.
Yeah, so we'll see Sarge on that. So that's a sevens wrap. And your last time in a Bond jersey for a while, mate.
Yeah.
Just-
Oh, well, it's a 6-month season for the MLR, so
True, actually.
if I
Wins.
come back and
Bit of finals footy.
I'm able to, yeah.
True, okay. There we go. That'd be nice.
So you're saying your final moments, that drop kick?
Final moment.
Oh, yeah. I was banking you to slot that every day of the week.
So was I.
The confidence he grabbed the ball and went
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
kick, I was like, oh yes, I'm not going to have to do overtime.
I don't know if there was someone from the crowd that yelled out to you, it's a kick to win it, and you just looked at her and just gave her full deathies, and I thought you were going to fucking slot
Really?
it. Yeah,
I don't remember. I
No,
was
but not in a bad way,
buggered.
but yeah. We should, anyway, that's footy.
Oh, yeah. I knew straight off the boot as well.
Well, it wasn't clean.
Shanked it,
Yeah.
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 I like sliced it and it just kept fading left.
Anyway, enough about the local stuff. Let's talk about the spring tour, boys. Obviously, we're in week 2. We missed the first couple of weeks, but I want to start with the Wallabies. Obviously, the huge win against England, and then we back up again, 52-20 over the Welsh. Obviously, there's the public media's getting around the Wallabies. It's very exciting for the game. What's your take on the Wallabies? We'll go with the Welsh performance to start with. Tyler?
It's a pretty solid performance. Like looking at it, obviously the score reflects that they played well, but at the same time, it's not a score I'd read into too much because I think Welsh rugby is in so much trouble.
Struggling.
I think, what are they, 11 losses in a row?
Yep.
Possibly 12?
11.
It's like the worst
It's
ever. Yeah.
it's ridiculous. Like they've lost a lot of games. They don't know how to win. They had their opportunities. Like Australia played 20 minutes of that game with 14 players with Samu Karevi getting the red, and still conceded 2 tries. Like how
Yeah.
are you still being dominated with the other team with a man down? So Welsh rugby's got a lot of things, but it is positive sign for the Wallabies. Getting a big win against England and backing it up against Welsh, I think is huge for them, and you can see the improvement because they played Wales at the start or midway through this year. The scores weren't that big, and now the scores almost doubled
Over there as well.
over there. Like so, there's a lot of positives to come away with it. I thought Will Skelton was outstanding, in particular at maul time. His ability to sort of get in the right position and use, I guess, that massive frame of his to get the Wallaby pack going forward. Like Matty Fisley gets a hat trick, and it comes off the work of what he was doing in that maul, but also the other 7 forwards. So big improvements, and I guess another big test this week is Scotland.
Scotland should be huge. For you, Rhian, obviously outside back, seeing Tom Wright, he's playing really well. Len Ikitau as well. What have you made the back line?
I think that Schmidt's plan of how he wants Australian rugby to be, like I think it's sort of coming to light now. You're starting to see them throw the ball around a lot more, and we saw glimpses of it in the rugby championship, but there wasn't any go forward. And I think with the addition of those players from overseas, and then just Tom Wright has just been
He's really
on a
found his
tear
own,
at the moment. Yeah, and I think starting to see good things coming from Joe Schmidt.
Ikitau's been strong for me. You as a centre,
Oh, that one that he scored.
inside outside, yeah,
Dummies at first, and the winger sort of goes for it, and there's no one even out there.
so good.
I felt for him a little bit after that English game. Like obviously he had a fucking blind up.
Yeah.
Like he had a good game. But for me, Len Ikitau was the best player on the field that day.
100%. Yeah.
He threw the flick that sent Jorgensen away in the corner. His carries are good. His footwork's been outstanding, and his
Yeah.
strength and contact. his defence is unreal. And I don't think he sort of got the praise because of the hype around the debut.
It's the easy headline grab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did feel for him because I was like, this guy just played out of his skin. And the good thing was he backed it up again on the weekend.
Yep.
He's proving to be sort of the best back for the Wallabies at the moment and most consistent. Obviously, Tom Wright's in that equation as well. But for Lenny, I think it's just he's finally had a good run of games.
Yeah.
I think we always knew the talent was there, but obviously had a lot of little niggles sort of last year and at the start of this year. So seeing him get a string of games together and performing like he is awesome. And I think he's sort of the Wallabies, or at least the Wallabies 13 going forward.
Yep.
Whether that is 12, I guess we yet to see because I'm not sure who's going to put their hand up to take that 12 jersey.
On Paisami now. If Karevi's around, Suoli's finding his spot in the centres, like we've got some depth, which
Yeah.
is quite nice.
And I don't think Paisami was outstanding in the
Yeah,
rugby
that's
championship.
what I was gonna
Granted,
say, yeah.
he missed a lot and he was
Yeah.
playing with busted MCL.
Sembi Karevi's red card. Obviously, it was yellow that he got upgraded. What do we think on that?
We all know my thoughts around
Do you think I
the
was
tackling.
like, it's a 20-minute rule. Do you think if it was a straight red full game, do you think the referee still does it? I don't think he does.
I think they do. I
Yeah,
just think
it's
that's
just
the way
how
rugby's
rugby
going.
is now. Yeah, I think they brought the 20-minute rule in because that people were getting reds for stuff like this.
Yeah.
And for me, if it was, like as I said this, a red card needs to be a malicious act. That was a total accident, and I don't think it was a reckless accident. The guy was slightly dipping.
Yep.
He sort of lined him up with his left, and they had a bit of a head clash. Like, it's a game played at high pace. You got to make quick decisions. You get something slightly wrong, like he did in that equation, and you get a head clash. That's not a red card. Yellow, yes, I can understand that for player safety.
Yep.
The team still gets punished for it. But 20-minute red, it's like, is it really worth that?
Yeah,
If it was
it's-
straight shoulder to head, shoulder charge, yeah, I can understand that. But that to me was a total accident and wasn't sort of malicious enough to sort of
Yeah.
get that, prize that he gets at the end of that.
And especially this test match too was unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
Contact sports, like this stuff is always going to happen.
Yeah.
And if you're playing the game in slow mo, like you
You're
can
gonna
find a red card at every single breakdown.
Yeah, spot on.
That's the thing. There's certain actions that are obviously malicious. Like if you run up and clothesline someone,
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
drop someone.
that's
on the head
malicious.
or-
Or you
Yeah,
pick
yeah.
someone up and
Yeah.
you can control that.
Yeah.
But you can't control trying to dip for a tackle and the guy steps in and your head. Like,
Millisecond.
those we're not. I guess we're not superheroes. Rugby players aren't superheroes that can control that and move like the Flash.
Yeah. So I think they're going to push. They're also going to try and fight it. So hopefully he gets off, but we'll see.
I hope he does.
Yeah, so do I, because he's very handy to have at 12. All right, let's go to your men, the All Blacks. Obviously, they started very well, defeating England and the big one over Ireland. So things are looking very good. New Zealand media were controlled, and then on the weekend, a nail biter, 30-29. The French just getting it done. Overall, what are your thoughts? Obviously, there is that dubious decision, which we can talk about, but
Yeah, I think it's positive signs.
yeah,
I think we're getting a lot better and we're starting to see more of Razor's identity in that All Black side. A few things didn't go our way. Obviously, the neck roll, which that's the second or third red card or yellow card I've seen.
it was a neck roll.
Oh, sorry. The penalty that time, but there was a red card in the game last week that I did see the same similar thing. And obviously that didn't go away, but I think the performance in general we can be positive about. We were great against Ireland and grinded out that win. Going into France, had our chances to do it. I'm surprised we took the 3 with Damo
That was, yeah.
at that point because throughout the game we hadn't taken those points on offer.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was because Damo wasn't on. Last week he kicked 18 points. And when he was on for the whole 80. He came on late and they started doing it. So I don't know if we didn't back Bodie's boot. I'm not sure what the play is around that. But I thought we would have gone for the corner because we were terrible. One thing that let us down was after points. Receiving that kickoff and
Oh
exiting.
my goodness.
We were awful at it.
Exiting, yeah.
And that's a crucial part of the game once you score points.
I saw Scott Barrett obviously made that call to go for the goal, not the line. And I don't know if you saw the interview with Scott Razor after. He sort of like didn't back his captain. Like I don't know if you saw. He sort of like said, "Oh, yeah." Like he sort of inferred that he wished he went for the line. And it was for me it was a weird sign that
Our maul was our line out
Yeah.
just in general was unreal. The whole game, turning over their ball, securing our own. I don't know. I think maybe because France started going for the points, we started thinking we might have to.
and Ramos was slotting them from everywhere.
Yeah.
too, so-
Oh my goodness.
Weapon.
He's a laser.
Yeah.
He's a laser.
Thoughts on the Jalibert situation?
Yeah, what That's
crazy,
That's the most French thing ever.
For those that are on the
goodness.
that don't know, once he got dropped for Ramos, he refused to be on the bench. He said, "If I'm not starting, I'm not playing."
That's outrageous.
I don't think I've seen that in an international.
If that
level.
happens in New Zealand, he probably never plays the All Blacks
Oh
again.
no, never
no way.
ever. There's no chance. he
I
would
don't
ever
think
play for
someone
All
in New
Blacks
Zealand would have the balls to do it
Yeah.
because
Nah.
people would start egging your house.
again. Yeah,
Like,
hard.
like there's a lot of aura, I guess, about the All Black jersey, and obviously people saying it's lost it the last couple of years. In New Zealand, the All Black jersey is still gold.
Oh, it's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you get the chance to wear it, whether you're 23, whether you're 1, whether you're whatever number you are stoked to wear that jersey. Obviously,
Crazy.
everyone wants to start, but you'd never turn down an opportunity to put that
Didn't
jersey on.
Jalabert miss the World Cup last year for the knee? Was that him?
No, he played
It
into
was
Mac,
the other 10.
the
Yeah,
one
right.
that plays with Dupont at Toulouse.
Yeah, that's just spot on.
How are their wingers, bro? The French wingers.
Yeah,
Both of them.
Oh
That
my goodness.
Pierre
Yeah.
Betty or Betty.
yeah.
He is rapid.
Is
Those
he the red headgear?
They're both red again.
They're both red again, but
Oh, true.
he's the quicker of the two.
Yeah.
He's the one that
Gun.
like Artie managed to get back there, but the other one where he got the little pickup, he
Yeah.
made Sevu look like he was running on a treadmill.
Yeah.
And we know how quick Sevu is. We've seen it in Super Rugby.
Oh, absolutely.
But
So
even
quick.
like normally you don't see teams carrying two small wingers because you want that sort of punch. But I think the way that France plays, they just really good at shifting the ball, and then like you said, they find that space in behind, and they are rapid.
Yeah.
So good at getting to an edge and putting those little kicks in.
Even defensively though, like they were doing so well, bringing that fellow who was marking Caleb Clark the whole game. I don't think they ever got caught out of position. Like they were getting themselves in the best possible position to make the one-on-one tackles.
Yep, they're looking good. The haka with the light show.
I reckon that was sick.
How cool was that?
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for France for doing that. And if you look at the last 2 weeks, you had England. What did they do? They walked forward. And then you had Ireland. Obviously, there was a lot going on in that game. England sang.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't like. The crowd sing during the haka. The
Oh,
French,
England, they always do that. They always drown it out.
yeah, that's shit. The French, yeah, okay.
Look, I don't hate it because obviously they don't understand the culture behind it and why it's done. It's a
surely at this point they should.
yeah, but the All Blacks do it as a tradition and obviously a whole lot to do with the Māori people and understanding
culture,
what's going on. And so if someone doesn't understand it, like, yeah, we can go there and get angry at them, but at the same time, they're not educated on that situation. And because it's England, it makes it so much worse because of the crown and everything that's going on with it. So, and obviously they're peak invaders back in their day. So people probably accuse them of being racist and a lot more. But at the end of the day, that's part of the atmosphere and that's part of the game. And that's what gets people to the game.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
You don't mind it?
The haka is a challenge.
Yeah, well, it certainly is.
It's their way of responding.
Yeah, you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, it's been great. I obviously haven't seen you guys since. The Rico Ioane put in the book, the Instagram caption after. I fucking love
Oh,
it.
the Joker.
Yeah, how
Oh,
good.
that was sick, eh?
And how he led the haka off as well.
Put that in your book.
Yeah.
That's a crack up.
And I think there's a bit of a razor about that too. You saw with the Crusaders for years, a little bit of arrogance they had behind them and belief. And I think Rico was definitely someone who deserved to lead the haka. He's been around. He's almost up to 100 tests, I think. I
Which
think
is
he's
crazy, yeah.
low
He's still young.
80s, high 80s around there.
Yeah.
And he's obviously of Māori descent on his mum's side. So for him to get a chance to lead it was big, but doing a game like that obviously gave it a bit more feeling. And
And then to obviously beat him at home.
Yeah,
and I
100%.
love the whole personalities coming out.
Yeah, we always talk about it. That's what we need.
Yeah, I like it, yeah.
How many people were sharing that, like the Joker with the 13 on it, and like so many people put that on their story.
Yeah, he's the
that
man.
grows the game.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah, I liked it. All right, we'll move on to some other games on the weekend. Ireland 22-19 of Argentina. The Argies fought back, and Ireland seemed to have dropped off a little bit. They don't seem themselves.
It's good to see because they were getting very
Very arrogant.
and
hard.
saying they were like unlucky in the World Cup. But for me, they're just sort of riding off what they did in that sort of year 21, 22.
Yeah.
I don't think they've been that strong the last sort of couple of years. Last year at the World Cup, I don't think they were that strong, and it showed. And I think they've lost a couple of key players. I don't know if they have a solution at 10 yet for Sexton.
I think they're missing Sexton for sure.
Like they keep changing between those two young 10s, and
Yeah.
interesting to see where they go from here.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that one? No. All right, then South Africa 29-20 over England. England obviously pushed them all the way. Marcus Smith was again impressive, but the likes of Cheslin Kobe and
How good was that step again?
man, he's unbelievable.
He's so good when he gets a one-on-one.
He should win. I hope he wins World Player of the Year.
Yeah. You see 3 South Africans up for it?
Yeah.
I feel like the prop should have been in there.
Yeah.
It should have been. It was a year that
I just saw a stat that hasn't been a prop
Ox
named in
Neach?
it ever.
Yeah. Was it
Yeah.
Ockneach, whatever?
The
Oxneach?
redhead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah,
He,
no.
I don't think he's the
Are you
redhead.
talking about the big...
I can't think of which
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Well, look, their props in general.
Yeah.
South Africa's game is built off their scrum and forward pack dominance.
Mm.
And if there was ever a year to nominate a front rower, it was this year. And he had all the stats behind him. He's obviously got a World Cup up there back into last year. It would have been nice to seen that sort of promote the game and sort of
For-
show
for
that
the big
all
boys.
positions can do it. And I understand the whole promoting players that look good on the field and are fun to watch because it makes the game more exciting. But that's a personality and a guy that has dominated every tight head across the world this last couple of years. He deserved the nomination.
Before we get into that, any thoughts on that game? Well, like South Africa, England. England aren't playing bad. They just
Don't know how to win.
yeah.
I feel like one more loss, they're going to sack their coach. That's what they're known
I
for.
feel like Borthwick just came in, didn't he?
Yeah, but it's England. If you're
They've
not
lost their
getting
last 6 or
results, you're
7.
gone.
Yeah. But I am liking Marcus Smith being the man. Stick with him. Like he's freakish. Some of the stuff he does.
They've
Maybe
made
that-
some interesting
yeah.
decisions around him.
Yeah.
They always take him off in the last 20 after he's playing well. They didn't do it against Aussie, and I think it was the first time in a while they hadn't done that. But against the All Blacks, they took him off when he was dominating that game.
Yeah, it seems
the ball on
like
George Ford,
like they don't really back him in pressure moments.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
once it starts getting like gritty, he's gone.
Well, George Ford came on. He was useless against New Zealand. He lost in the game pretty much. Anyway, so on that men's 15 Player of the Year for World Rugby, the nominees: Caelan Doris from Ireland, Etzebeth, Cheslin Colby, and Steph Detroit. Who wins it?
I think Detroit.
I'd like to think Detroit, but I feel like Cheslin may get
I want Colby.
the nod of the club performances as well.
Yeah, okay.
He's been outstanding. I mean, he's just good wherever he goes. But at the same time, Steph Detroit, I think, has played a lot more international rugby than Cheslin has. He always gets sort of rotated out. So, I think Detroit will get it, but it'd be nice to see Cheslin get it. I think he deserves it. He's one of the best players in the world at the moment.
Another thing I saw: DuPont is nominated for 7th Player of the Year. How crazy is that? Yeah.
Bro, but
How'd you win
even like, look, he's back in the French team now, and they just
Play
with him in there, they're a completely different team.
Oh, he's that team.
I thought Cam Roigard had his number on the weekend. I thought we took Cam Roigard off way too early.
Well, Rantamo made that. He dropped that ball off that line out, which was crucial at the end of the game.
Terrible service.
Yeah, true.
Roigard was doing some dodgy stuff.
Yeah.
He
But
would
he was
stand up
putting
at the
on-
ruck and get caught a couple times.
It's
and
because
grow
our ruck,
momentum.
All Blacks ruck at the moment is awful.
All right, let's get into the weekend previews, boys. Week 3 of the spring tour. We'll start with France and Argentina. Obviously, we haven't got teams yet, but we'll just sort of go through it and give you some picks. France $1.20, Argentina $4.20. The lines 10.5. France too good here. We're leaning again.
Yeah, go with France.
Argie might push them a little bit.
Yeah, I think Archie pushes them. We saw it last week with Ireland. Who did they smoke Wales the week before?
No, they played someone. Random.
Italy.
Yeah, someone
They
like
put 50 on someone the week before.
that. Yeah.
So I think RG will still push them towards the sort
10.5.
of 80
Reckon
minute
they
mark.
get within that 10?
Yeah, I think they get within the 10.5.
Yeah, I think that's sort of push them.
How's the Southern Hemisphere at the moment, though?
Coming good.
Yeah, got our number up over them last week.
Yeah, we need that. It's good for the game. All right, so let's go Ireland versus Fiji. $1.03 the Irish, $10 of the Fijians, 22.5 is the line. Fiji obviously knocked off the Welsh. They're confident at the moment. Ireland a bit down. Can they?
Nah, I think Ireland needs this win. And if Ireland had I think that All Black loss is a big sort of punch to the head for them. I know they just beat Argentina on the weekend, but I don't think it was the dominance of a performance that their sort of fans can get behind.
Yeah,
So I think this week they're going to go out and want to do a number on Fiji.
do a job. 22.5, a lot of points.
Ooh,
Nah, Fiji have
Fiji will cover that.
They got-
All their
they
players.
got
proved me
points,
wrong before. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not realize that Tuisova and Radraja, and they had all of their because normally when it comes to this
They
time of
don't
the
get
year,
them?
yeah, they don't get them because
Yeah.
the clubs won't release them.
I think because it's early on in top 14 this season, so they
Okay,
are getting
yeah.
released, which is good. They
How many
need to be
weeks did Sammy Radradra get? Do we know?
I don't know. I missed this. What did he do?
When the Welsh guy went to catch the ball, it was a harsh one. He shouldered him straight in the head, but he was in that low catching position,
No, okay.
so he had time to adjust.
Oh yeah. Like flying in, putting
He
pressure
flew
on
in,
it,
and
yeah.
the guy was in like a squat position and got smoked.
And they still won.
Yep,
Yeah.
with that red card. 3 games, so Red Raja won't be playing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree. I think Irish should be too good. Fiji should get within the number. Wales take on the Springboks, $9. The Welsh $1.04 for South Africa. The line's 23.5. The Wales problems continue here, I'm guessing.
Yeah, but you don't really see the Springboks smoking many teams. They normally, like, scoreline's never a blowout.
Yeah.
Hear me out. This week, I think it will be.
Because Welsh is dead and buried.
Well, no. I don't think they're going to play their normal grind-out win team. I think you'll see a lot of their young guys get a go that, like, a lot of those, who am I thinking? Like, Marnie LeBoc, what's the other one? Sasha hasn't played the last few weeks.
Yeah.
All those guys, I think, will play this week.
More the attacking.
More the attacking players. And I think they'll throw the ball around a bit more.
Take the over.
Yeah. That's where my thought process is. I haven't obviously seen the team yet, but if the team does get named like that and you see a lot of those players playing, expect it to be sort of chucked around. What's the 13s? The other one I'm thinking of. Played 13 against Moody.
Oh, Moody.
Oh, yeah.
He's another one I expect to be running around this weekend.
Yeah, I think we'll agree. Springboks will keep it rolling. Italy versus New Zealand, $10 for the Italians. $3 New Zealand. The line is 28.5 points.
A lot of young guys will get a go this weekend, I reckon.
Yeah.
I expect Harry Plummer to get a run.
At 10 starts.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think he might get the nod at 10. I expect probably maybe Duplessis Carriffy's on the squad coming off the bench because I think Sam Penny-Fino will be out with that, knocking himself out in the first minute.
He looked in a world of pain, didn't he?
I think Peter Lakai gets a start.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think they'll keep Artie in there because they probably want one experienced player floating around, but maybe a Billy Proctor as well. I think you expect to see a lot of the players that haven't had many minutes this year get a run for the final test of the year.
I'm surprised Artie didn't get nominated as one of the players.
Didn't he win it last year? Isn't he the reigning
Was he?
world champion of it?
I'm not too sure. But when the All Blacks have been having those like crucial games, in the crunch time moments, if you just watch him, if there was a player cam for Artie Savia, you should see the work that he gets done in those moments. He is side to side, every single breakdown, first man, makes it to the next one, and he's contesting the ball at almost all of them.
He's a beast. So New Zealand too good. 28.5. That's a lot of points. I think they will be there.
28.5.
They should beat Italy by 30 plus, you'd think.
Italy were really good in the Six Nations and have been poor on this last few weeks.
They only just beat Georgia, I think, the weekend.
Yeah, just beat Georgia, got blown out by Argentina.
Yeah, they were pushing everyone in the Six Nations.
Look, if New Zealand name their top side, I would bet that they cover the 28.5. I don't think they will, so I'd bet that Italy are within that number.
Yeah,
a lot of big spreads. Again, what is probably the game of the weekend and the tightest one. Scotland $1.55, Australia $2.35. The line is 3.5. Ed Murrayfield, Edinburgh, 2 p.m. kickoff. It's going to be unreal.
I'm going to back Australia.
Do it again. If Karevi's out, we go back to Ikitau and Suli'i.
I think so.
That's the options, I guess.
I don't know what to do here. Aussies look good.
Yeah.
I thought Scotland looked great against South Africa.
They pushed them, eh?
They pushed them for a good chunk of the game. It wasn't South Africa's top team. I'm not going to, can't say that. But I don't know. I just thought they looked good. And who did they play the next week, Scotland?
They beat someone.
They beat Portugal on the weekend.
Like
It wasn't someone strong. But
it's a big game for the Aussies.
it's a big game. Shout out to Tom Jordan running around for Scotland.
Is he really?
Yep, he was a Waikato lad and moved over there, played with Geordie at Glasgow and Ayr, and started fullback the last couple games.
Isn't
Man of the match on the weekend.
And Tuipulotu's captain now, isn't he?
Yep.
An Aussie.
Yep. And then the South African winger.
Oh yeah, Van der Merwe. Whatever.
Oh, even him for
he's a beast.
player of the year. He was killing it earlier.
I don't know who to go here.
Taniela Tupou should be back as well.
What are you saying? You don't need Zane?
No, I'm just saying get a bit extra weight.
Oh,
okay.
I'm gonna go. My head says Scotland.
Really?
I want
upsetting.
Aussie to win.
Yeah.
But my head says Scotland. I think they need another win against a big team, and I don't know if I see Aussie doing 3 weeks in a row. I think this would prove to me whether they're truly on the right track.
This is the
week.
I see it.
You see the path?
Yeah.
I want to back them. Like, my heart's telling me to back them, but my head's saying go with Scotland.
So you're going, where are you on that 3.5? Scotland cover that?
Yeah, no, just go Scotland to win. That's not even worth 3.5, nothing.
Did our Australia A lose to a club team?
Yes.
What's the Bristol?
Yep.
Not good.
Not good.
I mean, then it went good against England's B team on the
Didn't
weekend.
the Satyrs beat Bristol? Was it the Satyrs?
Wasn't it a
Nah,
draw
they
or
played.
something?
They drew with Munster.
Oh. Someone versus Bristol though, didn't they? Super Rugby.
Yeah.
The Reds are playing Bristol at the end of
Well, next February or
end
January?
of Jan.
Yeah.
That's pretty sad.
Yes, hasn't it?
It's like, that's not good signs.
No. All right, give me a pick.
Australia.
Yeah, I can Australia 1-12.
Yeah.
I can get it done close
I
one.
think it's either way 1-12, but I'll go against choosing go Scotland.
All right. Then finally, England versus Japan. You can't bet on England to win this. It's that short. 33.5's the line. The Japan's $21. The main thing is here, to England bounce back in a big way.
England need a win.
Yeah.
England get it done. Japan have been poor.
Eddie Jones, man, he's
Shining light. Dill Riley has been
oh,
outstanding.
he is unreal.
He's been awesome. His offloading, a couple of defensive things he probably still needs to work on, develop when he gets to that next level. Because obviously it's a big difference from top league in Japan to international footy, I think.
Yep.
But he's playing really, really well. But Japan in general just have
Fallen off.
really fallen off. Eddie Jones.
He's just everywhere he goes.
Unlucky.
Yeah, he's...
Well, they just did so well at the World Cup that year, and I think they punched way above their weight, and now
The expectations are high.
they're sort of back to where
But they were
they were
competing
before
for
that.
a while.
Yeah,
They were really
they're not
competing.
competing.
And
And
you
they have some international players now. They should be better. All the Tongans in there and Saffers and Australians.
they got everything going on
Yeah,
there.
it's crazy.
yeah,
Anyway, so yeah, I reckon England too good there. They'll bounce back.
yeah, definitely.
All right, boys. A couple of news items around the world before we look to close out here. Some Super Rugby squads being announced. Obviously, James O'Connor with the Crusaders. We saw that. Well, I thought he'd be joining you at one stage in San Diego.
San Diego.
But Crusaders, thoughts on that?
James O'Connor
Crusaders.
to Crusaders.
Thoughts on it?
I hate it.
Okay.
Why do they always get like these world class players?
Because they're the Crusaders.
Oh, you're saying it's a good thing for the Crusaders?
Well, yeah, I think so.
I think it's.
Well,
I like it.
They were struggling. They had like 4 10s in rotation last year, didn't they?
Yep.
I think it would all.
If he stays fit, will he be their best 10? Is he their first option?
So I think he will be if he's playing like how he did in that Welsh test.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've got some good young 10s there too. They've got Tahi Kemera that's coming through. Rivers Rayhan is still there.
Rayhana, yeah.
For me, I think he gets the nod, but it's also good bringing in a guy with that much experience, slightly different style of gameplay, obviously moving back there. But it helps develop those younger guys a little bit.
Yeah.
They get someone to sort of learn off. I think last year they had a sort of lot of young 10s. Like, yeah, they had Ryan Crotty and a couple of experienced guys, but they didn't really have a 10 to learn off.
Seasoned experience,
To
yeah.
sort of see what he's doing day in, day out, and see how he prepares, see how he sort of analyses the game. That's going to help those young 10s a bit more.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get the starting nod and they go for Rivers or they go for Tahi Kemera, then he gets to be sort of in and around them and help them prep for that as well. So I think it's a big inclusion for them. And it's something I don't think the Reds have next year.
Well, the thing is, too, if he plays well, he's still in contention for that Lions series as well. He can still get picked.
Really?
Yeah.
Has that changed? I thought that if you sign with Super Rugby in New Zealand, you sign in New Zealand.
Well, I think from an Australian point of view, we pick him. I'm not sure how it works
Still
for you
going
guys.
to play for Australia. He'll be on an international contract. He won't be on a New Zealand super contract.
And would that be the same if New Zealand player came over to Australia and signed a contract?
Yes, New Zealand just don't pick players that don't play in New Zealand. Aussie now have a ghetto law, like they allowed a couple.
I like it. No, if he plays well, he might be in that wider squad for the Lions. You never know. The thing I like about James O'Connor, he could have mailed this in. He could have, I'm 35, go chase some money in Japan, retire. But he's going to go live in Christchurch, work his ass off, cold weather, and play Super Rugby. Like, he's still competing. That's awesome, I reckon. I back it. Anyway, the Reds, obviously, Vunivalu's, you got the flick.
Yep.
Jordan Matea's gone to NFL, we think. We haven't, nothing's public yet, but that's all the mail. Thoughts on the Reds squad as a whole? From what you've seen, Tyler?
Good squad. Obviously a big improvement from last year, in particular in their pack.
Yeah.
And a lot of competition for positions. You're going to have that back row of, obviously, Seru Udu played on the weekend, but if you look at your loose forwards, now you've got him, Liam Wright, Mick Wright,
Wilson.
Harry Wilson. So that's probably your 4 there in your 23. So your 3 starters and your 1 on the bench.
Yeah.
And then you look at the second row.
Yes.
Now there's Josh Canham, Luke Hahn, Angus Blythe and Ryan Smith, who have all been in and out of the Wallabies squad throughout the year. One's missing out.
It's Cyril.
He can still play singer. I named him as a back row. He's been playing 6.
Yeah.
I don't think he genuinely needs to play in the row anymore with that depth.
Yeah.
Like that's competition for positions, and that's only going to make it better. I do feel they're lacking a little bit of
Bit of spark
experience
at
in the back line.
Yeah.
I say that with O'Connor going, like you've got Tom Liner, you've got Harry McLaughlin-Phillips, you've got Mason Gordon, and you've got this guy they just brought up from Sydney, Jude Gibbs.
Sydney dude from Norths.
Yep.
Don't know much about him, but yeah.
No, I think he's pretty quality football. Obviously hasn't played much professional rugby though.
Yeah.
So there's not,
He'd be on absolute peanuts, but it's a good opportunity.
but there's no experience sort of in that.
Yeah. Paisami's
Team
there,
group.
mate. He's your main.
Paisami's
experienced
probably
guy.
Jock Campbell.
Yeah.
Jock Campbell, Lockie Anderson.
Yeah, but like if you talk about experience, you're
Dalgooni's
Thinking-
there, eh?
Dongooni's there.
Okay.
Yeah, but
But
you're thinking like
experience, I'm talking guys
A
like
voice.
playmaking experience.
like
And a
Max
voice
Samoas
too,
and
yeah.
Yeah.
like even if you had like you got Tate McDermott at half, but then you got two young halves behind him.
Yeah.
Like Tate's getting there, but is he really what you'd call him a highly
Yeah,
experienced
who's going to
player?
lead that back line?
Well, it'd
yeah.
be Tate because he's obviously co-captain.
Yeah, but
You know what I mean?
past
There's no.
him, yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I don't know. That's the only thing that worries me about their team.
Yeah.
Tay and Hunter probably.
Yeah. Yes, to talk up. Any other squads around the world that I saw Jerome Brown with the Chiefs, the Brumbies.
Returning home.
Yeah, that's a good get. He's a
Hey,
machine.
he's a boy from Potato.
He's a
Wanted
weapon.
to go home.
Yeah.
Loves hunting. He's probably been missing it. So, good pickup for the Chiefs. Their squad looks good. The other one they picked up was the hooker, I think from the Satyrs that just played in the All Black 15.
Okay.
So their squad's looking really, really good for next year.
Moana.
Oh yeah, the big yeah.
Just with Artie there.
And
Who else went there?
what's the Rebels prop?
Ponez there.
Yeah, Bonnie.
There was a couple of names I saw on that list that were pretty good actually.
So hopefully they can compete.
You just keep going, I'll pull it up.
Obviously Mac Greeley, the Force. The Force, I don't say this every year, but the Force look pretty well rounded.
I'm done with the Force.
Come on, man. Come on.
I'm sorry. Like,
Who did they get? There's a couple of big bodies they signed. Some good signings.
how they didn't pick anyone up really from the Rebels that disbanded is disappointing.
Well, they got that number 8.
Yeah.
Big dude.
I don't know what's wrong with the Force. I don't know if it's a culture thing or because you got Ben Donaldson there, you've got Findsy and Nick White. Like there's
Hamish
a lot of
Stewart.
Hamish Stewart. There's a lot of talent there, but they just haven't.
Who's their
performed.
10?
Jackson
Ben
Garden
Donaldson.
Bishop.
Jackson Golden Bishop was the other one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Where's he gone?
Moana.
Moana.
Oh, true. That's a good get.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Handy. Anyway, so yeah, that's all to come. Away from rugby, boys, obviously saw the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight on the weekend.
Can we not talk about
Well,
that?
we're going to have to. But Netflix is saying 60 million households tuned in to that load of rubbish. But yeah,
Netflix is taking over, man.
it's smart. You see them all the promos for the NFL Christmas Day.
Yep, and they've also got as of January they get the rights to WWE as well.
Yep.
So they get Raw and SmackDown, but I
Fuck,
think
they're smart. The way they're
all
doing
the
it, yeah.
pay-per-views stay on Peacock.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, they're slowly a bit like Disney did back in the day.
Well,
Slowly start
yeah,
buying everything to own
yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Disney owns ESPN now.
Yeah. Well, they always
They
do.
own
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, Disney is ESPN.
Yeah, that like when you go on the Disney app to watch anything Marvel, Star Wars.
It's all there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of ESPN, did you see the trade they made today?
The trade. Is that what happened?
The trade of TNT.
Oh, yeah, I saw. So it's going to be on ESPN next year.
So yeah, they're taking what's it called? NBA,
Is NBA on TNT, their show?
whatever it's Inside NBA
Yeah, that's yeah.
with Shaq, Charles Barkley, Kenny,
It's
like
like
that
one of
show.
the best sports shows there is. yeah.
ESPN's gone and traded. I think it was like 15 college games and
Oh,
12
really?
college basketball games to TNT in exchange for to have that show on ESPN.
What?
I didn't realize it was a trade like that.
Yeah, I
Fuck, that's
saw
cool.
it before and I was cracking up. I was like, they made a trade. It's like no cash was exchanged. It was
Hectic.
generally just a trading of rights.
How does it work for the talent, though? They just have to agree to it? I guess they have to sign up to it.
Yeah, I think they're happy to go to.
I don't
here it
even know
is.
what TNT is.
13 Big 12 football
Network.
games and 15 Big 12 basketball games.
Wow. That's really cool.
How's the Bears?
Yeah, we'll get into NFL thoughts, mate. Wait, what the fuck? Let's find a way to lose again.
Oh, they're good at losing close games.
Caleb played
Really
better
good,
on the
yeah.
weekend, but
Bro, he is like so up and down.
yeah.
I think it really depends on how his O-line's going on the day. They've been awful the whole year.
Oh, mate.
But I think it's a good thing that they can spend it. I know it's another year, but they'll have a couple more picks.
Do you reckon they sacked their coach?
Surely you have
Right.
to.
They just literally can't.
They try to run screen passes with a terrible O-line all the time.
They can't beat the Packers either. It's like 11 in a row, I think.
Yeah,
Can't beat them.
I think also
that's meant to be our rivalry.
it doesn't
Yeah.
look good that someone like Justin Fields leaves and the Steelers were killing it. They're still killing it now.
Going good with the Ravens, yeah.
Russell Wilson's found his old form.
Yeah, fuck. It irritates me.
Has Jamar Chase, Burrow.
I feel for them because they've both been outstanding. As a Bengals guy, it is hurt. It hurt to watch that the other day.
Chargers almost butchered that.
Oh, they just. I know they got a lot of injuries on the defensive side, but they just can't win games.
Do it.
There was a thing that came out. It was like if one possession games had resulted the other way, the Bengals would be like, I think it was like 9-2, and the Chiefs would be 2-8.
Yeah, crazy.
It hurt.
Josh Allen was a gun on the weekend, wasn't he? That touchdown he scored was sick.
I didn't see it.
He just pretty much cut them all apart.
He just made the Chiefs look stupid. He won the game himself.
Yeah.
He's like, this is a me moment.
Yeah, unreal. How'd your fantasy go? Still doing
Actually, yeah, I went good this week, bro. St. Brown and Montgomery killed it for me.
See his catching thing?
Who?
I know going into this week, he was 33 catches from 33
Brown?
targets in a row.
Jesus.
And then he got 11 from 11. So he's at like 40-something targets and 40-something catches in a row.
You know what's gonna be
Hasn't
cool?
dropped a target.
You'll be in the States hopefully when the Super Bowl's on.
Yeah,
Just-
I traded CD Lamb for St. Brown.
Oh, that's good.
That's worked out so good.
The
for me.
Cowboys suck. What is
Oh
going
my
on, man?
Texans made them look stupid today.
They need it. Yeah.
Big one is, who's winning it?
Yeah, it's pretty even, isn't it? Do you reckon the Chiefs will do it again?
If they get the call, I don't think they've been good this year.
That's everyone's saying where they keep.
They've had a
winning,
lot of calls go their way,
Oh,
man.
there's someone who's
My money's on Detroit.
yes,
I would love to
Detroit's
see
been
that.
fucking
but
unreal.
That'd be so cool.
I
and
know-
the way they play as well. It's so like exciting.
Jared Goff
yeah.
is the man.
Like, my money was on the Texans at the start of the year, but they just haven't fired all year.
They'll be thereabouts.
I think they'll be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But I just think Detroit, like, their D hits hard. They've lost Aiden Hutchinson and still killing it.
Didn't they bring someone in for him?
Yeah, I can't think of it off the top of my head
Yeah,
now.
neither.
Hutch is a beast.
Yeah, that was a bad break, man. I hope he comes back fine.
Thoughts on the Jets and Aaron Rodgers? Do you think they'd keep him next year?
Nah,
Or do you think they'd start
He's-
again?
he's
I
bad.
want to say he's past it.
Yeah, I like Aaron
Like-
Rodgers, but it hasn't worked out.
Yeah, nah.
They've been all trying to get.
I've never been a big
drafted.
A-Rod guy.
You don't like him?
I've always felt like he gets protected a bit because he had that good year, but he's lost so many big games, and he always blames the special teams, the defense, and everyone sort of
Yeah.
supports him with it. And even with the Jets now, it's like the coach, and he gets the coach sacked.
And then he gets his weapon. He gets
He gets Devontae Adams. They're
Devontae.
still not winning. There's always he always has an excuse that seems to people fighting for him, and it
yeah.
annoys the shit out of me.
Do you want to hear a trade I made?
Go on.
Tank Dell. So I got Tank Dell for Jerry Jeudy, Darnell Mooney, and Chris Olave.
Isn't Tank Dell having a really good year?
Yep.
He hasn't been that good.
Well, where you on your ladder?
I kind of ripped myself.
Jerry Jeudy had a freaking game the other day.
I know.
He had one random ass game.
Yep. 6 targets from 11, 142 yards, 1 touchdown. I am sitting right now. I am 5th.
Oh, that's all right, is it?
And I just won. Okay. I don't know. I can't figure it out right now.
Before we sort of wrap up here, bit of college ball, mate. You loving that?
Yeah, didn't like Ohio State losing Oregon. I'll give you that one.
Love that. That's so good.
That one hurt, but
Imagine the atmosphere. Imagine being there live. That would just look unreal, man.
I will sit here and say we are wide receiver you.
Yeah, 100%.
We produce
So I still
the
reckon you're the front runners
best
to win
wide
it.
receivers. So do I.
I still
I
reckon
think
you're
we
legit.
should win it, but at the same time, I'm still not convinced on Will Howard.
Yeah,
He scares me, that guy.
yeah. He can lose you a championship.
Like it was like on the weekend though. I'm watching and going, they've sort of shut down Smith and what's the other receiver's name? Gabuka, whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
And then Tate goes and gets 2 touchdowns and like 100 yards as a wide receiver 3. And you just look and going, yeah, these guys just know how to pick up receivers.
Yeah.
Wish we could do it with quarterbacks.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It's a $20 million roster, mate. You should win. Anyway, that's all I've got. Anything else you want to touch on, boys?
Watch much NBA?
No, I haven't really got into it.
Too early to get into it
It's too early to be
much.
talking basketball.
Because like 82 games, it's
No,
like
it's too much.
anything can happen. But Golden State looking good this year. Got a bit of depth
Are
behind
the
them.
Celtics still front runners to
I
win it
think
again?
Celtics win it.
Yeah, right.
Once they get Porzingis back. When you got a team that can switch 1 through 5, they get the inside presence they don't have at the moment with Horford when Porzingis comes back. And Peyton Pritchard's taken the jump. Like he's playing off the bench. And
Right.
I think they put out a stat the other day. In his career, he's like 7 for 15 from full court heaves.
Jeez.
He's shooting just under 50% for buzzer beater full court shots.
That's a crazy stat.
It's outrageous.
UFC, John Jones, that's your domain,
Goat.
boys. But
Baddest man on the planet.
Yeah.
No one can.
was he the favourite to win that? Was he
Yeah.
short favourite?
Oh, yes.
Nah, yeah. He was
Only
favourite.
because Stipe hadn't fought in a few years.
Yeah.
But-
How's Chandler?
Yeah.
We watched that, eh? But like the start of the John Jones Stipe fight was like pretty sad actually. Like he got him on the ground and was elbowing him in the head for like 2 minutes straight. And Stipe just could not get up.
He's just like, I know everyone's going, oh, Tom Aspinall will beat him. Everyone hates John Jones because of his like history. Like obviously his cocaine, he beat his missus, everything that sort of comes along with it.
It's
goes
not
on
good.
benders. Like,
A couple
it's
bad
not
things,
great.
yeah.
But you cannot deny how good he is.
Yeah.
And everyone always tries to put asterisks next to him, but at the end of the day, he's won. His only loss was a illegal elbow, which now I don't even know if it's that illegal.
No, now it's not
It's not
illegal.
illegal.
It's not illegal anymore.
They changed it.
Yeah.
Was it 6 to 12 or something?
You can't elbow. Yeah,
Yeah.
and we were watching old mate do it on the.
Yeah.
But it's like, he's just can beat you in so many different ways.
Mm. And then Michael Chandler just needs to stop calling people out.
He needs to stop calling out wrestlers.
Bro,
If you, like,
he was getting touched up the whole fight. He was running around. I wonder how many Ks he ticked up. Like he was running.
Still laps, yeah.
He was just running away. He was getting fed.
There you go. That's a good wrap on everything around the sporting world. Boys, anything else? Well, obviously got a few more weeks of these. We'll do the spring tour and a few episodes before we say goodbye to our man over there. And then, wrap it up for the year. Christmas. 45 episodes, boys. Well done.
45.
Five more before Christmas.
That'd be nice. Yeah, 50.
Finish on 50 and send Rhian off.
Hopefully we can do it so you're on the screen here when we do next year.
If you
Yeah.
want, we can run a live podcast from me on New Year's.
Yeah.
Going to be in America.
Yeah, bloody hell. Hopefully give me some good content for NBA games and stuff.
Hope so. I'm
That'd be sick.
hoping to go to a LeBron game just to say I've seen him.
Yeah, you'd
It'd be
love
great to claim in
100%.
30 odd years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
LeBron James Jr.
I got to see Bronny too.
Yeah, see him, in the G League.